back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. What do you think of the top, by the way? I was going through my wardrobe and I find this. I used to wear this all the time last year. It's a really cute number. I think I love it. I think so. I think I like it. I think it makes me look quite handsome, and I don't say that a lot, but I just think it's so like professional, like chic. Like look at the dangle that I have here. I love whenever they have big sleeves like this. I feel so sophisticated. All right, thank you for being here for this video. This one is going to be intense. We are finally talking about Jeff exposing David Dobrik. This has been something that has been occurring over the past week and a half, and there has been so much. I have selected an individual clip and set of tweets that we're going to be focusing on, but let me tell you, darlings, there is so much to get to with this, and Jeff is not holding back with David, and I don't think he should. By the way, people are noticing that Wendy's in the background here. If you haven't noticed that Wendy's in the background, I would take a moment to gather your surroundings before watching a video, because she has just been standing here for my past like 10 videos, and the fact that people haven't noticed is beyond me. But let's go in for our mucker hug. I really appreciate you being here. And by the way, on my second channel, if you go on my YouTube community tab, I uploaded a P.O. Box unboxing video. My P.O. Box is up and running again. So that's there. Also, someone had sent me this incredible little French bulldog. So it is just off camera over here. Fell down. It's just over here and Garfield is here. So let's get into the video. Okay, so context, Adam, focus. All right, so Jeff Wittek was a member of the Vlog Squad. We're aware of this. Jeff Wittek got into an accident, but I don't like calling it an accident because it was fully David Dobrik's fault. Basically, David was filming a vlog clip and got Jeff on in a big, like, extractivator, whatever the fuck that's called. Like, basically just looks like a big tractor, and it, like, swings around, like, one of the arms swings around, and he got Jeff to, like, hang off of that while they were in the ocean going around fast and fast and fast. And David was on the controls doing it really quick so that Jeff would go round and round and round, and Jeff and all the rest of the vlog squad were shouting that David was doing it too quickly, and obviously if Jeff is going round and round really quickly, he will have to get slow at a time and he'll crash into the big device. And David wasn't listening, and I have said my opinions on David Dobrik so clear. I think that David is really insane, and I really wouldn't say that about a lot of people. And in the most respectful way of saying this word, I really do think he has psychopathic tendencies. I think he is willing to put the danger and his friend's life at risk for the sake of him being deemed funny. And he does this a lot to impress girls. It's very much so like he has issues with girls, and he does this whenever they'll invite like pretty girls in the vlogs, and then look what David can do. He can like put his friend's life in danger, and it's ha ha ha. He just does this so much, and it's like he has built his YouTube channel off of his friends, and a lot of people, Trisha, one of the main ones, like to say that the Vlog Squad aren't anything without David Dobrik, and I would say the complete opposite, that David Dobrik is nothing without the Vlog Squad, because David is not funny, and David does not have comedic timing. David really isn't that intelligent on camera. He really does rely on his friends to be the characters and to be funny. So if you really do look at it, it's people like Jeff that have made David so successful on YouTube rather than David themselves. And I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but it's one I feel very strongly about and have for quite some time now. So Jeff got into a horrible, I don't even want to say accident because David knew what he was doing, a horrible impact that happened to his face, and it was a real bad injury to his skull, to like his brain, his eye. He had to get a bunch of surgeries for it, and since that it really does seem that David has taken the approach of just ghosting Jeff, my apologies. And Jeff is now speaking out against it, and he has basically said that the reason that he's doing this, because he never pressed charges against David, he basically just wanted David to cover his hospital bills, which is, David is so fucking lucky that that's all Jeff wanted, because Jeff could have got millions of dollars just from David by suing, but he didn't do it because he was his friend, and remember, Jeff went on frenemies, and it was really bad for Jeff, and he was defending David. Again, he has said that he's taking all of that back now. Anyways, it did happen, and I'm not going to refuse to acknowledge it. But basically, all that Jeff wanted was David to pay for the hospital bills. Now, in the clip that we're going to watch, it seems that David has not even done that, and it basically just left Jeff with not only this injury and life-threatening, Are we a Jeff fan, Gomez? I haven't heard this opinion from you before. You were really vocal about that. Well, Gomez is Team Jeff. Anyway, I think most of us are. But basically, he had all these life-threatening injuries, and he literally could have right? We know what I'm saying there. It was that intense, especially things happening to your brain and your skull. It's really, really, really dangerous. So David has apparently not even paid the hospital bills. Bonnie! She is like trying to like jump at Gomez because he voiced his support that he's a Jeff stan. Alright, anyway, so he didn't do any of that, and it seems that he's just ghosting Jeff now, David is. Now, the reason Jeff is speaking up against David now and is being really like, I'm saying aggressive in the best way possible because I think he has every right to speak up against him and be mad at David, clearly, and I think anyone that is disagreeing with that, please check your priorities if this would have happened to you, is because David is going on a documentary kind of tour where he filmed a movie with, I'm aware of what it is, I'm pretty sure I can't say it though, but the person who made the movie documentary reached out to me. It's a really big OG YouTube star. They're making this documentary and movie about David Dobrik and kind of the YouTube like atmosphere. David's one of the main contenders in it, and in it, David is interviewed about the Jeff situation, and David basically just blames Jeff and says that Jeff is always the one who's pushing it to the max. Jeff was the one who wanted to do that thing in the water. He's always doing it for content. You know, I just happen to be the person, so David is not taking any responsibility and is blaming Jeff for this. Now, keep in mind, Jeff is the one with all the injuries and the one that nearly, and is paying for all these bills because David's not doing it, but now David is going on this other YouTuber's movie that comes out next month, I'm pretty sure, even in a couple of weeks. So whenever it comes out, I'll reference back this conversation and be like, oh, it was this YouTuber. And it's basically just blaming Jeff for everything, and it's a scummy, scummy, scummy move. So let's look at the tweets that Jeff did first, and then we're gonna get to the video here on the podcast that he did addressing it. So, Jeff was supposed to be going on, it was like a roast of Bryce Hall, and he has now done these tweets. He said, I'm no longer a part of the roast of Bryce Hall. My entire set will be cut due to censorship, and David Dobrik being involved. I refuse to be a part of anything that scumbag is involved in from here on out. And then Bryce Hall responded and said, did I miss a chapter? WTF. And then Jeff responds and says, I chose to have my set cut. They tried to remove half of my jokes. This was supposed to be a comedy show. I know that you're a Jeff fan. We hear you. We're with you, Gomez. But quiet down. I didn't say anything I wouldn't say in my own YouTube videos or podcasts. This is all because that coward was there and he can't take jokes. So he's basically saying that he did the Comedy Roast special, he did a lot of jokes, and that they're all cutting them out because David is forcing, allegedly, censorship on this on what Jeff is allowed to make jokes about in regards to David. Which again just goes to show that David isn't funny on his own and is scared of anyone speaking up against him or making jokes at his expense whenever he puts his life of the fucking friends at risk. And then Jeff tweeted about David saying, hey look, he's sponsored again. Congrats you bald eagle. And then a picture of David right here, and then it says, receding hairline, SeatGeek, use code BaldyDobrik75. So obviously a bit bitter. And he has now talked about this in his podcast. So let's get to what he has to say right here.
I could be 80 years old and go through another eye surgery and have him fucking text me. Yeah, I get that. The real reason I was mad.
Anyone else see this set and just get instant flashbacks to Jeff on the Frenemies podcast? Wow, what a bad moment that was for Jeff's career. Woo!
It's going to come out publicly in a month anyway.
This is the movie.
David filmed the documentary, and the producer of the documentary, creator of the documentary, director, whatever you want to call it, he called me, FaceTimed me to show me the clip of the interview when David addressed the situation with the crane. And he said that it was my fault. David blamed me for
so scummy.
He insinuated that I was crazy, I always want to push it, and I'm the reason that this happened.
How can David do this to one of his friends and then not only not pay the bills allegedly, but go on to blame them? Like, that's so far past the point of damage control. That is just full on blaming your friend, victim blaming your friend.
That's complete bullshit. There's 20 people on the beach that are witnesses. I have fucking 6 terrible...
Sorry, I don't mean to stop it again, but it's also awful that none of the other Vlog Squad members are speaking up in defense of Jeff whenever they were there. If we as an audience can see the truth in just watching an unedited clip, the people that were there should be speaking up in defense of the person who was the victim.
Some footage
all these frame-ups are
you
fake.
Asking me, begging me to go out there and do the thing again, and that you would spin it slow. You just want to take me out there because it's more scenic. And it looks better on camera, it's more cinematic. And just to hear him sit there and say that, I was like in shock at first, because I'm looking at it over FaceTime and I just couldn't believe that he would say, be 80 years old and go through another. Not only does he not really give a fuck, but imagine you smash somebody's skull in, They take it on the chin. They don't sue you. They don't fucking press charges. I mean, anything could...
Jeff's better than me. I would have ruined the other person's life. You almost... Me? And you expect me not to sue the living shit out of you for a bit that you wanted to do? Oh no, Jeff, we're different. Obviously, you're a lot kinder than what I am.
I nearly died. I came in...
I want to ask you, would you sue your friend who did this to you? I would. I don't care if we're friends. They wanted to do the bit. They didn't stop it in time. They were the ones forcing it to go on and on and on, even though I was shouting no. I would sue the living shit out of David. What would you do?
An inch from going blind, I'll have lifelong brain injuries and save them from fucking everything. You would have got deported. You would have got put in jail for manslaughter. You could have got sued for everything. I took it on the chin, and then to see this, and that just made me completely lose all respect for this guy and lose all hope that he could ever turn around and become a better person. You know, I know he does a lot. He's supposed to cover the hospital bills. They slacked because whatever the fuck they're doing, making stupid vlogs, they didn't pay attention to something that's, I would think it's pretty important here, because...
So they're refusing to pay, allegedly, Jeff's hospital bills because they're too busy filming vlogs. And we're not suing the living shit out of him?
Bills go to my name, and our agreement was just cover the hospital bills. I don't care about anything else. I'm not coming after him for money I lost from not being able to work or anything.
I would also sue for that.
But I got a bill that wasn't paid that I didn't know. Not only does he not dealing with it, I have Ivan, my assistant, deal with it. He goes with David's team, and they didn't pay a fucking bill. I got an infraction on my credit now. I go to get a house, and I can't get a loan because now I have another. So it's just like things are piling up over and over again, and just try a little bit. For those who think I'm trolling or I'm fucking crazy on Instagram, honestly, I could give a fuck because it's the best I've felt in a while. Getting all this shit off my chest, you know?
Oof. Oof. He really has, like, using H3 terms, gone mask off on David now. I really wasn't expecting this, but I think it is so beyond scummy of David to basically just ghost his friend in terms of the bills, but also in general. This is really disgusting. This is really fucked up. This is not normal behavior, but I'm sure we're all aware of that because we're normal, sane people. Muckers, I want to ask you a question. If this had happened to you, would you have just wanted your friend to pay the hospital bills, or would you have sued them? Would you have got the money back from you lost from not being able to work? I would have sued many different things. Not just one of my... But again, I'm not going to speak for Jeff, but I'm just saying, if I was in that scenario, I would have done that. Seeing how David's acting in the long term with this as well, and even in the moment, refusing to acknowledge it and trying to silence Jeff speaking up about it, like this time last year, I would sue the living shit. But I want to know what you would have done. So let me know. We'll talk about it below. What do you think about Jeff speaking out like this? From the tweets to this, to David not wanting Jeff to allegedly make jokes about him in the Comedy Roast special. Well, the Comedy Roast. The Bryce Hall fucking special. The downgrade. Let me know. We'll talk about it below. What good friends. Bye.